What is up, guys? Luke Deutschlander here with another video. If you guys like my videos, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about the different customer personality types that you guys will deal with while you're phone flipping and probably any other business, honestly. So, as you guys have noticed, if you guys are phone flipping, sometimes customers, kind of have their own unique personas, and, sometimes it's kind of hard to interpret how you should talk to them, how you should react to them, etc. So today, since I'm a pretty good closer, I wanted to talk to you guys about the different customer types that you guys are going to, basically be dealing with in the phone flipping industry, and just kind of wanted to show you guys kind of how they're going to act and how you should talk to them, and just kind of hopefully help you guys close people and just give you a better idea on the people that you're going to be dealing with. And when you guys learn these customer personality types, they will stand out to you whenever you meet up with them in the future. So the first customer I want to talk to you guys about is the complainer. Now, the complainer is usually kind of an ignorant person. They're usually kind of angry, and they don't really speak with much reason. It's just kind of all blatant stuff, just basically off the top of their head, and they're just kind of complaining to vent, and they're angry. So the complainer might text you, probably won't call you just because of the fact that he's angry and wants to be short. Just for an example, he might text you and say, "Hey, I saw your ad on Craigslist." And so you're going to respond and say, "Okay, what ad are you talking about?" Because he didn't even say, "Hey, I saw your ad on Craigslist. I have a phone for sale." He didn't say anything because he's just mad and he's short. And you say, "Okay, what ad for Craigslist?" And, he's going to respond and say something smart like, "For phones, dumbass," or something like that. He's going to say something rude, something mean, and you're just going to be kind of insulted right off the bat, and it's going to kind of throw your game off when it comes to texting him and persuading him because of the fact that you feel awkward because this person's coming off as kind of a jerk. So just kind of something to keep in mind. The complainer is somebody that you're going to deal with quite a bit in this industry just because of the fact that, often these people who are coming to you to sell their devices, guys, they're typically, they're needing money or they broke their phone and they're mad. So you might deal with a lot of people or this customer personality type, which is the complainer or the kind of angry and short person. Which is alright. You can deal with them. Basically, the best way to deal with them, guys, is just not lose your cool. Do not overtype things. Kind of engage with them on the same level that they're engaging with you. Like, if they're only typing one or two text messages, or not text messages, but one or two sentences per text message, well, do the same thing back. And if they're taking 2-3 minutes to reply, do the same thing back. If they're blowing your phone up, do the same thing back. Don't ever over-engage with somebody who's an angry customer because of the fact that you're just going to probably tick them off more. You don't want to make them wait just because of the fact that they are an angry customer and they want to sell their device. They might just, make an emotional decision and go sell it to somebody else, even if it's for less money. So just kind of something to keep in mind, guys. Keep your guys' cool when dealing with a customer that's constantly complaining or kind of angry and just doesn't want to deal with logic. The next person, guys, is the overly agreeable customer. This is a customer that you guys want. You guys really want this customer personality type. I actually had one of these today, and basically it's just somebody who's going to text you or call you. They're going to, speak normally, speak to you like a human being, not like you're just an object, and they're going to be angry at you like they have to sell their phone to you. Like the angry customer calls you almost as if it's, an inconvenience to have to sell their phone to you, even though you're technically doing them a service. But the overly agreeable customer is going to be nice, probably won't be very short. They'll probably give you good details. They'll give you good feedback on the, device that you're going to be buying. They're going to be very cooperative. The other nice thing about the overly agreeable person is they're probably not too worried about the price, basically. They're not worried all that much about the price on their item just because of the fact that they're in a good mood, they're agreeable, and they're just going to kind of go along with what you say. The person that I'm going to be doing a deal with tomorrow, basically, that I've been talking to all day today, we talked for quite a bit, and, I told them, hey, I'll throw in a phone. We're doing a trade, actually, and the trade's going to come out a little more beneficial on my end, just because of the fact that, obviously, I have to make money off the trade, but I'm going to be trading them, and I told them that I'll throw in a free case. And, they sent me back this long text message saying, "Oh, it's so easy to do deals with you, and I super appreciate you getting me a case, blah, 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 blah." And they've kind of just been agreeing with everything that I've been saying. The deal's been super smooth. So when you guys find this customer personality type, you don't really need to work the deal too hard. Don't overtalk yourself. But the overly agreeable customer personality type in the phone flipping industry is just kind of somebody that, it's nice when they come your way. I call these, they're basically free deals. I mean, they land in your lap, and, as long as you don't do anything crazy, you're going to be able to close the deal and make a profit off of the phone or whatever electronic that you're buying. The third customer type is the expert. Now, the expert is almost as tough as the complainer. And the reason being, guys, the complainer and the expert are actually a lot alike. So the only difference between the expert and the complainer is the expert is usually a lot more intelligent than the complainer. Okay? And the complainer will make up all kinds of excuses too that are illogical, where the expert is going to come up with valid excuses that are actually logical. So the expert typically, like their items or their devices, guys, they might be new in the box, they might be sealed, or they might be like new or brand new. The expert might argue with you when you give them, say, a price quote for, say, $400. Well, he might try and justify it and say, well, I need $420 because the phone's in excellent condition. It still has the box and the accessories, etc., etc. And, maybe you can't pay $420. So what's hard about closing the expert is they come up with a lot of reason as to why they need X amount of money for their device or their electronics. And the sad thing is, or the hard thing more or less, is they're usually right. I mean, if you were the expert in this situation, you'd be saying the exact same thing because you want the most money for your device. So the expert is kind of hard to close. One of the best things you can say to one of the expert customer personality types is something like, well, I know your iPhone is a really great phone and everything, and I know you paid a lot for it, but, it is 2 years old, and a newer phone did just come out a little bit ago, so for that reason being, I have to give you this amount that I offered. And it's a great phone and everything, but it's the most that I can do. So you kind of talk it out with the expert, just kind of be nice to them, and back up what they're saying. If you guys have ever heard of psychology, when you tell somebody they're wrong or you tell somebody no, it actually does the opposite effect, and instead of them, thinking you're right, it actually just makes them more angry. So if you actually agree with somebody, reverse psychology here, if you agree with what they're saying, but at the same time throw in the same price that you offered, sometimes it actually helps close them because you're basically giving them positive reassurance like, yeah, you're right, it is a nice device, and I know you paid a lot for it, but, I do have to resell it to make a profit, and this is the most that I can offer for it. So sometimes using a little bit of reasoning and just kind of agreeing with the expert and kind of backing up what they're saying, because what they're saying is right, guys. Remember that the expert is usually right. They've usually got nicer devices for sale or electronics in better condition. They don't bring you junk, and they're educated about what they're selling. So kind of just talking to them like that and just engaging with them and being nice to them, and never lose your cool, even if they're kind of coming off as analytical, or maybe they're coming off as a little bit of a jerk just because they're being a know-it-all, which they are. It's the expert customer. They know a lot about electronics. They're tech savvy. Just keep your cool, guys, and try and reinforce positivity in behind what they're saying. Don't disagree with them. Just agree with them. Just go with the flow and try and assume and close the sale. The next one we're going to be talking about, guys, is the pessimist. So a pessimist, guys, is somebody who basically only dwells on the negative. This is not good, guys. So this customer is also kind of hard to close. This customer basically will typically come to you in a rush trying to sell their item and device. However, when it comes down to actually selling it, and you guys have already agreed to a price, this person might actually show up and try and tell you that they want more money for their device, which can put you in a super awkward position when you're sitting there in person. Because one, you already agreed to the price, and then two, when they sit down and they say, oh, I don't like the price anymore because, my life sucks, or, well, it's just not a fair price for the device, well, that's going to put you guys in a really awkward position. Just because of the fact that, just imagine, guys, if you guys are agreeing to a price and then you sit down and the customer just basically hits you with a roadblock saying, yeah, this is not the price that I'm going to take because, I don't know, I just don't think it's fair, or I don't know, I'm just having a bad day. This person basically will kind of come up with, a lot of excuses behind, I don't know, why they shouldn't sell their phone, and that, oh, it's a bad idea, and they're just not seeing the positive in it. So the best thing you guys can kind of do with this customer is just basically kind of try and smooth things out. Try and ask them, like, how's the weather? How's your day going? Try and get their mind off of the sale, guys, and, just kind of go along inspecting the phone while you're looking over the phone, guys. Just be talking to them basically the whole entire time. And while you're doing this and everything, guys, just basically be talking to them, no big deal, and kind of push and roll through the sale and try and keep their mind off of the sale, because this person's already probably upset that they're technically selling their phone or their electronic for a loss. And so for that reason, especially if they're a pessimist and they're just kind of dwelling on the negative things, it's only going to get worse as the sale goes on, especially in person, and they're actually watching their device physically leave their hand. So the best thing you guys can do is kind of just keep their mind off of it, just give them positive reassurance. Don't talk about price so much. And when you do talk about price, make sure you're done checking out the phone and that it's time to close the deal and say, hey, it's $160 cash. It's a pretty good price and everything given the condition, and, things will get better. Just try and almost be a friend with them in a sense, and just kind of talk them through it, give them the cash, close it, walk away, and get away from the deal. Because I have had people that only focus on the negative like this, that sometimes as you're walking away, or as you get into your car, they'll text you and say, hey, can we redo the phone deal, or can we not sell it, or can I get $20 more? Guys, it's not your obligation to run back and give a customer $20. I've never seen a pawn shop do that. I've never seen Grant Cardone or Ty Lopez do that. You don't go back and give somebody $20 after you've already done the deal. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys, and don't let your emotions get the best of you when you're dealing with somebody who gives you a sob story or who's only dwelling on the negative. Now going to the final customer, which is probably the most irritating one to me because these people can be a big time waster. This is the 5th customer. This is the staller, guys. So the staller will often come up with excuses when it comes to meeting, when it comes to replying, and if he does show up and the device is not in the same condition that he mentioned, he will often come up with excuses as to why, or he'll just completely play stupid as, oh, he didn't know that, there was a crack in the phone or the camera or that this didn't work. The staller is kind of a customer that you want to watch out for, and it's something as you do this business more and more, you guys will eventually get used to it, but the staller is somebody you want to watch out for because this customer type will, try and get you on the line, get you hooked that, you're going to get a good deal, and then when it comes to actually meeting up, the staller will not meet with you at all, or he might even try and set up a meet date with you, and when you guys go to actually meet or you drive to go pick up the phone or the electronic, he actually won't even show up. If you end up showing up to the place and he's not there and you text him and say, hey, where are you? The staller will often text you and basically say, oh yeah, I'm 15 minutes away. And then you wait 15 minutes and you say, hey, are you almost here? Oh yeah, I'm 5 minutes away. And then the staller never ever gets there. Now, what's so difficult about the staller and what makes it my least favorable customer out of all these is because of the fact that it breaks your trust in the phone flipping industry or any industry where you have to meet up with customers, whether it's selling a bag of your own personalized popcorn or it's buying or selling a phone. So it kind of, hurts there. And then on top of that, good, honest people sometimes, guys, do run late. I personally myself have ran 15, 20 minutes late before, and I'm so glad that the person waited for me, but sometimes, guys, you just don't end up waiting, or, the person doesn't end up waiting for you because they think you're the staller. And so it kind of makes it hard just because of the fact that sometimes you can't tell if the person is a staller or if the person is actually going to show up. And if you end up leaving early and then the person gets there, well then, you both kind of look bad, or you look bad because you didn't wait for them. And the person might not know that you've, dealt with 2 other customers today that didn't show up. So, like I said, guys, just kind of be watching out for the staller. You guys will kind of know when you get text messages. One of the biggest things to look out for with the staller is subliminal text messages that do not have much detail in them, no emotion in them. And then if you're on the phone, if the person is real short, kind of sketchy about meeting up or doesn't really know, they might say, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good price, but I don't know if I can get there, or I don't have a ride, even when you offer, to meet them or pick the device up. So just kind of be watching for the staller, guys. Always, as the other customer personality types, just play it cool every time. Don't let your sales persona, get ruined or get yourself out of character because of the fact that you're dealing with a difficult customer. Always keep your cool, keep the sale positive, keep moving forward and try and assume the close and get the deal. So, that being said, guys, I hope you guys found this kind of beneficial. These are kind of the 5 personality types that you guys will deal with the phone flipping industry and in sales in general. So, I hope this helps you guys, and I will see you in the next video.